let us understand how the selection process happens once the talent pool is created. So the first step is screening of the resumes. And so after the screening of the resume, there are some candidates who are shortlisted for the next process. Now the next process might be some aptitude, or maybe it's a group discussion, or maybe the company might like to move forward to the first round of interviews. So that is a kind of a standard process, or maybe some mix of these tools can be applied here and there. But we discover that most of the rejections of candidates happens at the time of screening of resumes. Most of them. And the second point where it gets rejected is the initial phase of the first interview. So let us understand these two things, and then we'll understand why video CV is important. So what happens in the screening of resume is, usually the recruiter will take around 10 to 15 seconds to scan one CV, right? And what that person is looking forward to is some keywords, probably, or maybe some qualifying standards that have been picked up. Now, based on that, if it is not seen, it gets rejected. And again, it's a very difficult thing to have everything. Your personality cannot be reflected back in one page resume or maybe 2-page CV, whatever it is. Then again, what happens is that in the initial round of the interview, the impression is created in the first 20 seconds. At times, it is just hardly 2-3 seconds when you enter the room and you greet. And that's where most of the people fail at times. Now, I won't say that it is the wrongdoing of the HR or it is a mistake on the part of the candidate. While making resume, we all tend to make some mistakes here and there. So what happens is, usually at times people copy some words from here and there and they do not know what it means. Again, what happens during the interview part is, it might be a case that I took 3 hours journey to reach the office of the company. It would have been a very bad day for me, or I was not feeling well. So for whatever reason, I'm not able to put my best foot forward. Hence, these days we find that video CV has gained a lot of popularity. So with video CV, what happens is that I have the choice of putting my best foot forward. I can do a number of retakes of my recording, improve it, work on my communication and present it. Which means that after some practice, I can reach to this particular stage. If somebody guides me, I can do better. So all these things kept aside, now the question that comes up is, how do I approach a video CV? Like I said, that most of us get rejected at the stage of resume or during the initial phase of the interviews. So what went wrong after all? So what went wrong? Because in resume we picked up wrong words, or the way we presented ourselves was wrong. So we need to work on our real personality. Now, we need to imagine that we are actually going to enter the room of the interviewer. There is a panel sitting before me of 5-6 people, and I need to present them as to who am I, all right? The basic question is, who am I? Now, what happens is, what I would personally suggest is that prepare yourself for this. Dress up the same way as you would for a real interview. You have to be in a formal attire, dress up appropriately for that, and feel that you are entering that interview room. So when you enter the room, what do? You greet the panelist. So that's the first step. Your greetings should be with a smiling face. Don't be a robot. Nobody likes a zombie, right? So be natural, greet the person in the room. So you have to assume that probably 4 or 5 people are there with you. The next thing that you need to answer is, that's the first question that you might expect, please introduce yourself. That is, who am I? So you're trying to tell about yourself. And when we say you're trying to tell something about yourself, remember, during the interview also, nobody likes you to speak for a longer period of time. So the maximum span that you have is around 2 minutes, maybe a little less, right? So you start with who you are, and quickly you will start the same way as a resume works. So like I suggested in the resumes approach also, start with who you are. So your name is there, you know why you are here, you know your own educational qualifications, you know your experience, how you have used it. So we are talking about all these things, but the first 2-3 things are, we greet the panelist, we say that who am I, my name, I'm from this place, even that is fine. Then you need to tell as to what is your aim in life. What do you aspire to? What is your career statement? What have you done to achieve that career statement? That is, what kind of skill sets you have procured. Have you done some kind of a project, or maybe you have gained some experience in that particular field? Support it, right? And then move on quickly to your interest. Your interest tells where your heart is, right? Your aim might be from your brains, from your head, but interest tells your heart. So we are trying to see whether you can synchronize in all those stuff. And you need to talk about all those important things in just 2 minutes. And yes, as we say that when you walk out of the interview room, you thank the panelists. So show your gratitude that you gave your time to me, and I'm thankful for this opportunity, right? Happy learning.